What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Let me see here. Let me make sure I'm on par with everything. Let me check everything real fast. Make sure you guys want to give me a 5x5 real quick. I truly appreciate that because I do have a fan over here blowing on me because it's a little hot. But let me say what's up to everybody in chat, then I'll explain what we're doing here. Proverbs 31 Mama, what's up? Bryce McBay, Moonphase, Joe Morgan, Metal for Breakfast, Sherry Leach, Jeep Girl, Joe, Bug Dude. You see here, JT, thanks for being here, brother, on such a short notice. I'll explain here in a minute. Colleen Rich, Dr. D. I think I said Bug Dude, right? Everybody's saying 5x5, Metal for Breakfast. Bonnie, Gene W. Did I catch everybody? Ashley. Hey, I'm Luke. Sean Williams, Pony Girl. Hunter Kirk. Looking good, looking good. All right, so folks, I talked to a few folks on Discord. What's up, Gene W? And I said, hey, what do you guys think? Because I got home late today. The video that I had planned for today, I wouldn't have been able to get done. So I talked to folks on Discord. I said, do you guys want to discuss this? Do you guys want to do a live stream? And a lot of folks said, yeah, man, we would like to get into this. And what's up, WV Hills Have Eyes? I like that. Daily Prepper, Ginger Ninja. Oh, man. D14, Aaron Goodman. Howdy, y'all. So here we are. Going to discuss this. Also, probably have Mark. Mark says he's going to try to jump on with me here in a few. What's up, Angie? True American Loretta, Isabel S. Moore, all you wonderful folks in there. So if you guys can do me a favor while you're here, let's go ahead and start off with hit that thumbs up. And yeah, there you go, Ginger Ninja. You're right on the money with that. What's up, Monty? Good to see you, brother. I'm not going to put the little banner that I usually have down here, the whole super chat and super sticker thing. You guys know what the deal is. Like I said, this is kind of an unprepared thing. And yeah, Joe, it is pretty much, in so many words, a shit show in regards to what's going on. So I'm assuming, what's up, Alien Prepper? I'm assuming you guys have seen the news. We talked about this on Sunday as well. And, what has transpired today, we've seen a lot of chaos, a lot of issues. Now, here's the thing, and this is the reason I want to discuss this, is because some people are on the fence. Some people told me, hey, I'm glad we're leaving a country that we don't need to be involved in. We've been there 20 years and so on and so forth. And other people saying, it's the way we left, the way that we're leaving. It has an eerie resemblance to the way we left Vietnam with the Chinook on top of the U.S. Embassy and stuff like that. And then number 46's speech that he just gave a few minutes ago, there's a lot of controversy with that already. And it's only been less than an hour. Yeah, right on, Bug Dude. What's up, Jan Sammy? I hope I got that right. Autoimmune, good to see you. Sweet Liberty, Tammy Lynn, Jeff Sams. So, in his speech, he tried to push this on number 45. I don't know if you guys watch it. Most people probably don't watch his stuff, man. And I was in a Telegram kind of audio kind of thing, listening to it with a bunch of other folks, about 200 other people, and they're giving their opinion on it. So I decided to get involved. Kim's Farm Life, hello. Chief Prepper, what is up, brother? And, some of the things he said. Princess Buttercup, what is up? Sorry, I'm going to probably keep on doing that because you guys know I appreciate every single one of you guys that jump in. And I hear you, JT. A lot of people refuse to watch. So we're going to kind of touch on that. What's up, Za? Thank you like I said, thank you everyone for joining me on this unplanned live stream. I made sure that no one else was live that I can recall. I asked a few other folks. I think North Shore might go live at 7, so we're going to try to keep this under an hour and all that stuff like that. Exactly, Alien, and that's what I'm saying. So first of all, number 46 blamed it on the previous administration. This is why he's doing it. He gave it May 1st date. Also, number 45 also left some statements in regards to that. If you follow some of his statements as he releases, and if he said if he was in control, it wouldn't have went down that way, because in the stipulations it said, when he decided to pull people out of there, the troops pulling the troops out of there, he was going to state that that if there was any hankery per se, it would be met with great force. And a lot of you folks know right now, we look like probably one of the weakest countries in the world, it seems like at this point, from everything that's going on. And what does this do for other folks, other allies that we protect? Let's say, like, we'll use instance for Taiwan. The Taiwanese expect us and our military that's there and things of that nature to kind of protect them in case any foreign invasion from, let's say, the Chinese or stuff like that. What's up, Arkansas? Whoop ass. Love that name, man. I like what you did with that, man. Peter Rouse, what is up? Yeah, Peter Rouse. Yeah, and of course, he tried to take credit for a lot of things that the previous administration done. Okay, Nor said that. Okay, all right, Joe. So we'll go until we start dropping off and folks don't want to listen to me anymore. What's up, Green Thumb Prepper? And yeah, Daily Prepper, I hear you there too. So also in his on his speech, he said that I think Dragon and a few other folks also stated that we invested $750 billion into that country in regards to weaponry for the Afghan forces. And then the funny comment that he made was that he said, the Afghan troops, we built their air force up. We gave them all this weaponry, and we did this and we did that, and we built them to this elite status per se. I'm not saying that's exactly how it's going to go, but here's my question, Joe. And I don't mean Joe Morgan in chat. I'm talking about Joe, number 46. Here's the problem that I see. I said, that doesn't belong to the Afghan troops no more. That belongs to a terrorist cell by the name of the Taliban. What are they going to do with that type of weaponry? What are they going to do with all that, the intel that might be there, all the other information, everything that was left there? The advanced U.S. military weaponry that was left there, because evidently even the president of Afghanistan decided to leave the country, and as well as his let me see, I saw someone say howdy. What's up, North Shore? What's going on, brother? And so they pretty much left the population to fend for themselves. If you guys have seen some of the scenery there, if you've seen some of the scenery there, some folks died hanging onto a C-130 trying to evacuate. People rushing into the airports in Kabul, however you want to say that name. People being shot at. There's a lot of things happening. And there's a lot of things that we're probably not going to see unless we have access to it. You know what I mean? Mainstream media is not going to cover everything. And here is the craziest thing ever. For the first time, I've never seen Fox News and CNN run the same thing at the same time with the same type of commentary. Quite intriguing. And you guys are probably like, well, what do you mean? They ran the same type of information at the same time. Don't know what that means. Just, speculating. And then a lot of folks have said, well, this is just a diversion. This is a diversion to the aspect to let's pay attention to hear what's going on here while we do something over here, because there's all kinds of stuff going on here in the U.S. Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling on. I'm looking at chat. Metal for breakfast. Yeah. Scripted. Moonphase. CNN owns Fox. Gray. Do you think number 46 is just going to get the embassy out or something more? Hi, everybody. I'm only 7 minutes late. Hey, Julie. Interesting, concerning times we are in. Where was I? Where was I at with that? The Wizard. Yeah, agreed, Wizard. So, and then also, what about this? I think is it Afghanistan produces most of the world's illicit, was it opium, the poppy fields, the heroin, which also Big Pharma has a big investment in, in regards to, the medications that people take that abuse over here in the U.S. Just there's a lot of things that don't add up and that don't make sense. All right, Mark, I see you down there in the green room. Are you ready to come up, brother? All right, I'm going to bring Mark from Rolling Homestead up. He wanted to join me. What's up, Bella? All right. Let me bring up my volume a little bit so I can actually hear Mark. There we go.
How's it going?
Not bad, brother. It's been a long time since we've been on a live stream together, huh?
Yeah, it is. How's everybody doing?
You see NC Prepper rare earth. Yeah, NC Prepper, you're correct on that as well. The rare earth metals and China is all over this thing. They're like, go Taliban, because who you think is going to support that regime? Who you think is going to support that regime? Who wants those rare earth minerals, and who wants to get involved in that? Some of that nice, great American advanced weaponry and aircraft and all kinds of stuff like that.
That's when I jumped in. I heard you talking about. A lot of people don't think that. All the years, 20 years, we gave them our knowledge, our experience, our training, all that stuff. Gone.
What's up, Airborne? I probably missed a bunch of people in here as well. We got 116 people and 59 thumbs up. I know we can do better than that. Come on, folks.
They got 122 in there now.
122. All right. So folks are continuously rolling in. Refugees are coming to the U.S. Sorry, Mark. What'd you say?
I was going to tell you that I just heard on the way home after I talked to you that Fort McCoy will be holding refugees from Afghanistan.
Man, it just gets better and better and better. The white Supremes did it again. I'm trying to understand what that meant. So yeah, the Wizard. A lot of pissed off preppers. Roger that, the Wizard. So folks, and that's the reason I just wanted to have a discussion with you guys. I wanted to get Mark's opinion, and some other folks. What's up, Gardner Josh? Good to see you. No name Joe has already stole all the technology, but now they have a straight land route to Iran. Roger that. And it's like I'm saying, man, here, the big issue is that all the other folks that the U.S. has bases in, what about they decide to do the same thing and pull out, right? What does that say for us? It's not going to give anybody any credibility. We're losing credibility. What do you folks think is going to happen to the citizens or the people, the population of Afghanistan once the U.S. fully pulls out? Now, here's the question. Here's the question I pose. There's rumors, and this is rumors, so don't take me for word for it, but there's rumors to say that we've already sent that 2,500, then we sent another 1,000, then we sent another 3,000, that this is just going to spark another issue down the road. I don't know if that's possible or not, because in his speech, he said that he wants to leave that issue for the next incoming president. Maybe he doesn't have faith in himself that he's going to get a second term, right?
Well, now everybody heard this morning, there's a lot of people that are talking about invoking the 25th Amendment. All right. So remember when me and Gray a long time ago were talking about this exact thing that was happening. Now, who is the lucky person if they invoke the 25th Amendment to get that spot? Now remember that, because me and him talked about this a long time ago.
And Sherry, on Ghost's video, he does make you think that why would civilians be in a military section of the airport? A lot of folks are saying some of this stuff was staged. I can't say for sure because I don't know. I'm pretty sure a lot of us are just speculating. There's also pictures, I think, on Twitter and other places circulating around where they have a clock circled and trying to say where number 46 was actually at. You guys are hilarious.
Arkansas whoop.
Arkansas whoop ass, man. That's a scary thought, to say the least. That is a scary, truly scary thought. Just like I fear for the folks over here in New York with this new governor. From my understanding, I heard she's a lot worse.
We were talking about that probably, I want to say about 4 or 5 months ago, of this exact thing, because at the time they were saying that he was going to be incompetent and something was going to happen, like a sickness or something like that. Now they're coming out and there's a lot of people that are trying to invoke the 25th Amendment. I listened to it all day long today. So don't be surprised, guys, because it's coming, and it was talked about a long time ago.
I'm going to see if I can find what I'm looking for here.
Good to see you, Jess.
Let me pull up their thing here, see if it'll let me click on it. Here we go. because someone had just mentioned this in chat, and I wanted to see if I can find that image. And and the other funny thing is, did you guys see how Communist News Network, CNN, how they went from the way they looked the day before and the way they are now? Oh man, that was hilarious. If I can find that picture for you folks, I will. I know a lot of you guys are talking about it, and this is what Ghost was talking about here. Let me make this big screen. Whoops, let me mute that because that's kind of loud. And I will share this with you guys here in 1 second because I won't be able to see chat for a second.
I can see it. Bella, good to see you.
So I'm assuming that you go ahead.
I just want to say hi to everybody. I've been gone for so long. I started a new job, but I will be back. Look at that. So why would you be smiling and waving if you're in a fight for your life? Back that up, Gray.
Yeah, that guy right there.
It's like
you guys saw that, right? He's happy.
He's glad.
Where's that at?
It's at the beginning. Yeah, look at that. So if you're afraid for your life, why would you be doing that?
Looks like they're running a marathon or something, eh?
I just wanted to see what a C-130 was going to be like climbing on.
Yeah. Supposedly, some folks died. Some folks supposedly died climbing that C-130.
Yeah.
I'm seeing if I can. I'm trying to find the information I'm looking for.
Hey, Malcolm, good to see you.
Maybe it was on a different thing. I don't know. Let me get back into chat. But I know someone had brought that up. Yeah. Boom Vest would wreck that mission. Right on, Bug Dude.
So, guys, let's blow the YouTube's algorithm out of the water, and let's get 50 more people in here. That'll give Gray 200 in the chat. So everybody share them out on your social media networks. Share it out all over the place.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, folks. And there's a lot of things that I question. Sorry, I'm trying to do a bunch of things at one time for this live stream. Supposedly, this was a gentleman trying to escape the airport, and he looked happy until this happened. Let me pause that first over here. Bring it back to the beginning. See, I don't know if you guys see this stuff already. Maybe you guys have seen it. So that this gentleman up here, that's on the other side is the airport. Here's a Mr. Taliban, and here's a guy, I guess he thinks it's cool, but he doesn't like what happens. Yeah. He's like, yeah, you're get back over there. So I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot of different distractions in what's going on with this, man. And exactly, Peter Ross, there's exactly what I just said, distractions. That reminded me of the scene in World War Z when they're, yeah, right on Arkansas. I was trying to find that picture for you. Man, someone that did it. I mean, see, there's a YouTube channel. I think it was The Prepared Mind. Let me see if I can find that for you folks real quick. Let me go back to chat. He did his thumbnail was a perfect of what we're talking about because people say this it's eerily resemble. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. I wish I could make it bigger. I don't know if I can make it bigger. Let me see here. If I go to his channel here, videos, and that's not going to be big enough. Actually, I got an idea.
So while he's looking for that, so the other thing, guys, is we talk about distractions. We all know what's going on with school systems, with some kind of theory. I won't use the other two words, but it starts with a C and an R, and it has theory in it. So there's a lot of things right now that are on the bad side of the White House, and they have to have some kind of distraction. It's a must.
So again, this is John over at The Prepared Mind, and I thought it was great that he put this thumbnail together. I'm waiting for it to stop blinking. For some reason, StreamYard acts funky when it comes to certain stuff. Let me see if I stop sharing and then bring it back up.
Stuart W., good to see you. Virginia Roots, good to see you.
Right here, as you guys said right here, this is what you guys are talking about. Kabul 2021, Saigon, and I think it's 1975, if I call it correctly. Very eerily similar. Very eerily similar.
And the funny thing about this is that Mr. 20 or 45th or 46th or the guru behind the white picket fence said that would never happen.
Yeah, no, he just, like I said, he's oh man, it's controversial to the aspect of it because there's so many theories of why this is happening, and you know that it's like I said, it's a distraction. Some of the things have been what's it call it, staged and whatnot.
And guys, don't forget that we're less than 20 some days away from the anniversary from 9/11, 20 years, which is, think about this now. What happened today? That is a huge slap in the face to anybody that had served in that time frame.
Here, Jeff Sams, April 30th, 1975. Thanks, Jeff, for that. I appreciate that. What do you guys think in chat? You know, we have 164 people in chat right now. What do you guys think is transpiring? What are some of your ideas out there? How do you feel about this? You know, I would like to hear from you folks. You know what I mean? Because I can give you my opinion all day for what it's worth, you know, because I agree with Mark. You know, people knew going into this, you know, it wasn't going to be something easy. And it's weird how it happened so fast. That's another crazy thing, how it happened so fast. Make no mistake, invoke the military, and the military is completely in charge. Right on, Wizard. Let me see here. Bug Dude. I think North Shore Preparedness says, I think number 46 is a coward for how he cut and run. Hold my beer. I love it. Part of the plan. Oh, man, YouTube is not liking these comments. Keep on hiding all this stuff here. Going to be brought here and team up with the illegals.
Yeah. Well, look at, you're at 173. You got 25 to go, buddy.
Yeah, and Zane, you're absolutely right. Let me bring that up for Za. Let me, if I can find it. Both OFC Nation and Ghost Prepper made good arguments on how this does. How does a president flee in a half a day? It doesn't make sense, folks. It doesn't make sense. And I hate being that conspiratorial guy because that's not what I am. But watching everything transpire over the last 48 hours, what's up, Ghost? And Ghost, you're more than welcome too if you want, Ghost, because I like your opinion as well. You did a great video on that on your rambling in the vehicle, man. I haven't had a panel up here in a while. If you want to join us as well, Ghost, to get your thoughts on this whole process and what you think is going on.
I think a bunch of crap. That's what I think.
Roger that.
You know, the thing is too is that it's a catch-22 because people that are standing up and saying something. You have senators, you have governors that are coming out saying things that this is against the Constitution. They're stifling them. They're shutting them up. They're trying. I've never seen something so quick and so fast just turn south. Where how can somebody run a country and bluntly disobey the law? Now that if that was me or any one of you in the chat, we'd be hung to dry.
I'm trying to see how to get Ghost this link. I never mind. I know how to do it. He's on the. There you go. Let me see here. I know I got Ghost in here somewhere. Is he still in the group chat?
Should be.
I'll throw it in the group chat and hopefully he'll see it there. So Ghost, if you hear me, it'll be down in there. If not, we're all done. Sorry, I'm missing a little bit of chat while I'm jumping around here. So my apologies. Like I said, this was very unplanned, but I thought we needed to have a discussion. I thought we needed to talk about it. I talked to folks in Discord about it. You know, if everybody's not familiar with the GreyMan Prepping Preparedness Network on Discord, the link is down below. A lot of things we talk about in there that we can't talk about here. And just so you guys know, if you for you folks that watch the Sunday Shift Report, that video after I aired that premiere was limited for 24 hours. I fought it, and won, but after it garnered all the views, so it was futile in my attempt where the video can actually generate and be pushed through the YouTube algorithm. They made sure that was suppressed for as long as they could. What's up, Hawkeye? Hawkeye says, I believe this is all a part of the agenda to have another reason to activate a war. And we've discussed this as well, folks, in the past. As a matter of fact, I discussed it on one of the Thursday night streams that I talked. I told you folks that I had a federal agent who is not happy with his job. He's an immigration and customs enforcement agent he was in the military. He did some privateer work, and then he went and worked for ICE, and he's been with them for quite some time. Who told me he even sees the possibility of war in this country, not abroad, but a lot of people thinking abroad. He sees it within the country. A lot of conversations happen in my shop, and when I have conversations with people, that's all they keep on talking about. They say, and they don't think it's going to be like, let's say, a civil war. They don't know if it's going to be a revolutionary war, but they have this concept of it's going to be a hybrid kind of the two per se.
So what's going to, look at this too. What do you think is going to happen in the next 48 hours?
The Southern Patriots Association. Yeah, it seems like a long time, but glad you made it, brother. Welcome to the chat. I appreciate your first time being here. And everybody, if you guys want to welcome the Southern Patriots Association, he is new to the chat.
Hello and welcome. You're 194 away there, brother.
Wow. I didn't think that we would really pick, I just wanted to do a live, like I said, the thumbnail says it in itself. It's a random live stream, nothing planned. I didn't get a chance to do my radio or my video today. Was out going through a huge situation, but I'm getting my daughter registered for private school because I don't believe that she needs to be in public schools, and we don't have the time to do homeschooling. So we're putting her in private school, and everything is going well so far. I'm just waiting for the phone call for the okay, and then we're good. Sorry to go off topic though.
Good to see you, Harvey. It's been a long time.
What's up, Harvey Black? I know you're probably wondering like what is Gray doing live on a Monday, because we're not. Well, usually I don't go live. Oh, and just real quick, so I don't forget, because I may get sidetracked and forget. Tomorrow we're going to be doing the what's up, T-Bolt? And you're at work. Roger that, brother. Tomorrow is Tuesday. So Tuesday at noontime, I'm going to do a members only live stream where we can talk about whatever we want in members only. And then Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing a live stream at 9 p.m. My special guest, I want to announce it right here, right now, is Survival Living. A lot of you folks might know him as Central Florida Prepper. We talked about him, me and Matt over at Magic Prepper. We talked about him on the live stream last week. I think it was last Tuesday. So I invited him to be on the show this Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all. We'll have a good time, and please join me then as well.
So Second Amendment says now the Taliban will come to the Americans soon. Well, if you look at what happened 2 years ago with the refugees, the Taliban were inserted with the refugees. Now they're dropping all the refugees off and other ports of our military. So like Fort McCoy, I heard like 3 of them today that we're going to get refugees from going what's happening over there. So I'm under the same assumption that you are, Second Amendment, about, they're going to be here.
Thanks, Winks. Thank you, Wink, for the super chat. Truly appreciate that. Keep your eyes on the situation here at home, folks. Don't be distracted. Head on a swivel. I agree, Wink. There's always, it seems like that. It seems like they're trying to distract us with all this stuff being pushed into the news right now, and every media channel is covering it. It's like full. I try to watch what I say on the channel when I'm talking, but full balls to the walls kind of thing. You know what I mean? You guys get what I'm saying? Yeah, Gene W. He is going through that. So far, we're still a go. It's a tropical storm, and for Florida, that is just a daily thing. A tropical storm is more of like a rainstorm. But a CFP is or survival living, however you like to call him, is a prepper and is ready. We had a conversation last night, and he wasn't too worried about that. Gene Gray, what is up? Abracadabra, saw that you were wearing double mask too. Super spreader. Oh boy. But anyways, where were we at? Where were we at? And then Ghost said he'll join us when he gets a chance. Hopefully he got the link to for that, because it's nice to not just hear my opinion. It's nice to hear, our opinion as, what's going on over there. See who, why not? I agree, Don. And I've had a lot of conversation with you folks over the last few days in Discord and emails and stuff like that. Corvetta Borum, how you doing? Arm the Taliban in the 90s, and we were doing it again. Yeah, right on, the Wizard. And people don't understand that we did arm the Taliban in the 90s. We did. People seem to forget history. Stars, I would agree.
They got brand new M1s. They got brand new Bearcats. They got brand new everything now.
What's up, Nadavillar Forge and Woodcraft? Shalom. Forest, Food Forest Permaculture. Great days, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Mark. Hello, Harvey.
Good to see you, Howie. How are you doing, buddy?
A lot of you folks who know how I do the live streams, I always like to try to acknowledge as many people as I can in chat, because I just appreciate every single one of you folks. Yeah, right on. And I'm going to mess up your name, Jezekiel Gonzalez. Hopefully, I got that right. And why can't we own that stuff, Gene Gray? I hear you on that. I hear you. We have 200 folks watching and 137 thumbs up. If you guys can get a chance, please smash that like button. Because basically, and people, you wonder why a lot of YouTubers say smash that like button. And I just want to touch on that for one quick second, is because a lot of channels like myself, a lot of you folks are familiar with all the other channels that say this, is because we are suppressed to the aspect that we don't get that boost from the algorithm. So by you guys liking a video, the more that happens, the more that anything that we're discussing, the message spreads and brings more people into our community that need to know this information and introduces them to us.
Absolutely.
But where was I at? I get lost when I start looking at chat. JT, I appreciate that. Don Lyons, Farmer Son Prepping, you guys are phenomenal. Kitsy Witsy, what are our options? Options of what's coming next, what to expect. Second Amendment, I hear you. But you guys are right in regards to the refugees coming over here to the U.S. But my question is now that they're going to have this weaponry, now that they're going to have some of these, and my question is what else did the Afghan government and the spec ops of their military, what kind of intelligence was left? Being that they left so fast, what was left? What information are they going to have? Is it going to show more vulnerabilities in here in the U.S.? Everybody knows our southern border is extremely vulnerable. Matter of fact, one of the previous, I think he was ICE. He had stated that they've caught several people that have come through the border that were on the watch list, for the terrorist watch list. But then he made a statement and he said, how many have we missed? You know what I mean?
Look at a tunnel I just found a month ago.
Yes, agreed.
Cells
being built within all these refugees. The Wizard, I believe that. And they're very good at it. Think about how many years these folks have been doing what they do, the Taliban and other like Al-Qaeda and all them. You think they're not interconnected? You think there's no, forms of communication between those cells and those organizations like ISIS and so on and so forth? And then you had 46 spouting off all these other organizations that were more important than the Taliban. Does Joe really think that he's going to make an agreement with the Taliban that they're going to hold truth to? Does he really think that that's going to work? We've seen in history that that's BS.
Well, buddy, I wanted to jump on and talk to you for a little bit. I got to get washed up and cleaned up. I just got home from work a little bit ago. So thanks for having me on, and I hope your next chat is just as good as this one.
Roger that. I appreciate you swinging by, Mark. I'm going to switch you out for Ghost.
All right, brother. You take care. I'll talk to you later.
You as well, man. Take care. Have a good night. What's up, Ghost? How you doing today?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Not too bad, man. And like I said, something that wasn't planned, but it just happened to turn out to go live. I made sure I wasn't, really stepping on anybody. Everybody seemed to be pretty quiet at the moment. So I figured we just get up here and talk and look at some views and options and what we think is transpiring. And I'd love to hear your opinion on this. I know you did a video not too long ago
Yeah, I actually thought about going live, and then I noticed Native is going live tonight at 9, and I kind of want to listen. So I just made a little rambling rant when I was riding today, just from a prior service perspective and and a common sense perspective, because the public in general has been conditioned over the last 2 years to just believe everything they see on CNN and NBC, and these edited videos and these bits and pieces. Don't show me, you know, a slanted view of what happened. Don't edit a video of people running on the tarmac on an unsecured airfield, uh, and say that there was no barriers between the military part versus a civilian part. That's horse shit, and I'll call that horse shit all day long. There's barricades there, there's soldiers there. It's a military part of the airfield. It's going to have protection. And then when you show this video of the Afghans running in front of the C-17, and they're smiling and waving at the camera. I mean, they're straight TikToking the video. But the words that are being said is how paranoid and freaked out they are. Now, granted, I'm sure several of the people in the crowd were freaked out and panicked. But I mean, you're talking about the two kids I'm talking about that were laughing and waving at the camera and smiling. I mean, they might be 20 years old. They were literally born while we were occupying Afghanistan. So what are they scared of? They don't know anything else. Why are they running? I mean, it's like, it literally looks staged. Like everything about it, to me, in my personal opinion, is staged. I think it's something that was in the works for a while. I mean, you don't get a couple of 100,000 tribal insurgents, whatever you want to call them, to come down from the mountains in a 2-week period and take over an entire country when we've been there for 2 decades, the most advanced, technologically advanced, superior military force on the planet. We've been there for 20 years, and they do it in 2 weeks. I mean, come on, you can't tell me that the president of Afghanistan was in on this. I mean, why would he run? I mean, you've got now, granted, the troops have been pulled out. Most of the troops have been pulled out, but you've still got massive air support in the Gulf. You've got insane fire support. You've got drones everywhere. I mean, you've got your troops that we spent 2 decades training, the police force that we spent 2 decades training, and apparently they all called in sick today. I mean, if it smells like shit and it squeezes between your toes when you walk on it, it's shit. And it's horse shit. It's media manipulation. It's a way to justify, us getting into another decades-long conflict to boost the economy, because war makes money. When that machine gets turning, it makes money. The quickest way to kick an economy in the ass and get it making money again is to go start shooting people.
Right on.
And that's what they're doing. It's from beginning to, it stinks, brother. It stinks. And I'm just going to, I mean, some people may disagree with me. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their point of view. But I've been to these places. I've seen the technology. I mean, look at how many M4s were in these people's hands running through the streets. Those weren't AK-47s. Those were United States issue weapons. And we leave all this stuff on the ground over there. And SOP is when you're bugging out, if it hasn't been signed over to the incoming force, or it hasn't been signed over to the Iraqis, if it's actual U.S. military stuff that's in our inventory, then I mean, you're popping smoke on it. You're destroying sensitive equipment. You don't just leave it there, unless it's like no other choice, but you don't just bug out in the middle of the night and leave serviceable equipment there for people to come in and inventory and use, for their own. I mean, it stinks all the way around. It was organized. It was pre-planned. It was done on purpose. It was staged, and it was done. It was done to justify what's going to be happening in the next, 72 hours to a week, because it's going to get stupid and it's going to get ugly. Now the world opinion is on it. They'll be playing. I mean, they're going to play the religious card. They're going to play the way the females are treated in that culture and that religion. But here's the thing, people. Is it wrong? In my opinion, yeah. But that's my opinion. Since when did we become the world's morality police? Those customs and traditions over there have been going on for thousands and thousands of years. I mean, you can't fight a belief. You can fight a person, you can fight a nation, but you cannot fight a belief. The Russians didn't learn it. We didn't learn it. I mean, did anybody watch Rambo 3? That's all you needed to know this was going to be a disaster from day one. I mean, it's ridiculous. And now we're going to pay for it again.
Agreed. I was trying to find something for you, but I can't find it. There had so much material that I've been reading and watching, because there was another, seemed like a staged event. I'm just trying to see if I could find it on here. But right before it looks like you see hundreds of thousands of people outside the airport. And then the terminal is rushed, like on cue, like, all right, go.
Yeah.
And people that are running the terminals, like the employees, are not freaking out. They're just standing there watching them run by like it's no big deal.
I could swear today's date's January 6th.
Right?
I mean, it's like the same movie producer. They flew some guy from Hollywood out there, and he's making this little movie. And you're not getting actual video news footage. You're getting 30-second, maybe 1-minute clips of the stuff that fits the narrative. We're not seeing the whole story.
Right.
That's the part that really pisses me off. I mean, look at how many U.S. troops have lost their lives in the last 2 decades over there. And now our administration and whoever's calling the shots just pissed on the graves of every single one of those servicemen and women by doing what they did. And now we got to go back and do it again. Now they're going to tug on the heartstrings just like 9/11. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm so glad I'm not part of that anymore.
Roger that, brother. This is the image that some folks were talking about earlier that I finally found, which is that one there, which I thought was ironic. Go figure, right?
Yeah, go figure.
And they were quick to do that. And if I could find that other thing while we're sitting here talking.
But the thing is, I mean, here's the horseshitness about it. I mean, she goes from not wearing her covering to wearing it, but she's wearing it Americanized.
Right.
If you're going to fit in, you're going to, all I'm going to see is your eyes. All I'm going to see is your eyes and your unplucked eyebrows. So, I mean, stop playing the Hollywood. That's all horseshit. If it was dangerous, she wouldn't be standing there. If it was dangerous, they would be actually getting, hours and hours of video, not 30-second clips that fit the narrative. It's fake, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. People are dying. People are in a really, really bad situation. But you know what? People are in really bad situations all over the world. Let's fix our own house. Let's fix our leaky roof and get the windows fixed in our house before we start reaching out and doing Habitat for Humanity, building other people's homes. We have to fix. When you're on an airplane and those oxygen masks drop down, they tell you to put your mask on first for a reason. You can't help the people beside you if you can't function. We are not a functioning country right now. We're in complete disarray. And now we're going to go police the world. We can't even police ourselves. Look at our southern border.
I agree with you there.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I found a video, but I can't show it. It's graphic.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. This is third grade shit right here, and people are falling for it. They're glued to CNN and MSNBC, and they had to do something, because ever since they got rid of T-Man, their ratings have went to shit. So they've got to have some more drama up on the TV. They don't have anything to talk about. They loved Biden, 8 months ago. Now he's the ass, and people are too stupid to realize that was a setup from the beginning. They didn't want him in office. They needed a patsy for all this crap so they can stick that woman in there. Because nobody was going to vote for her. I mean, that's going to be the first president in history that didn't get a single vote. Nobody wants her in office, but look where she's sitting, because she does what she's told. It is so.
And as I'm sitting here looking at some of this stuff and I'm scrolling through some of these news articles, even the BBC is literally making light of what happened in Vietnam and what's happening in Kabul.
Yeah, and that to me pisses me off more than anything in the world, that you can, and the messed up part is you can draw direct parallels to that. That was a failure on the administration's part in Vietnam, and it's a failure on the administration's part now. And now he wants to pass the blame off to Trump. At least when Trump was doing the phased withdrawal, it was planned. It was a phased withdrawal. There were treaties in place. The reason why the Taliban, apparently, I'll play devil's advocate, is so ticked now is because that treaty expired in May. We were supposed to be out of there in May, and we weren't. Now that falls on Biden and the new administration. So now you give the Taliban an out to show their butt. But you know what? It's not like they're blowing through town, just machine gunning people down. They basically walked up to Look, I don't know what building they're sitting in behind the desk, just chilling out, having their administrative little meeting. But I mean, they should rename that building, the Capitol building of Afghanistan, because they basically walked up to the door and people opened the doors for them, and they gave them a soda and a ho-ho and welcomed them on in. It wasn't like there was a takeover. They went home. That's where they live. It's not like it's all right. It's well, the Taliban rushed in and took over Afghanistan. That's their country. That's where they're from. That's where they live. They went home. Okay. Do I agree with how their customs and the way they do things? No, but that's only because I was conditioned here in America. I mean, it's easy to sit back and judge people and other cultures and other religions if all you know is what you know. If you're not humane enough, if you're not man enough and mature enough to broaden your horizons and think, you know what, other people think different than me and they have valid points and valid opinions. And if you can't find middle ground, there's no reason for you to even be in the damn conversation.
Right on, Be Charming. And I was going to ask Ghost, what do you think of the Taliban changing Afghanistan's name to the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan?
Oh, it's coming. I mean, and here's the thing. I don't have anything against the Afghan people. I don't have anything against the Iraqi people. They were some of the nicest, most gracious people I have ever met in my life when I was over there. The ones that weren't shooting at me. The thing is, most of the ones that were doing the shooting weren't even from Iraq. They were from the Horn of Africa. They were mercenaries that were brought in. I mean, to sit here and judge a people when you don't have any actionable intel. I'm not talking about information. Information is horse shit. This is 2021. Information is crap. I mean, pick up your phone and it's ridiculous. It's not intel. Nothing that was shown today on any of the mainstream media that I watched, and I didn't watch much, I promise you, because I don't do the TV. It's scripted. It's Hollywood. They're following a script. They're playing to a narrative, and people believe it. I mean, we've been stuck at home for 2 years surviving on the internet and TV. And that's what people know. And the Taliban is bad. Muslims are bad. Look, Islam is one of the most peaceful religions on the planet. All right. There are extremists in every religion. Just because you're a Christian, it doesn't mean that all Muslims are bad. I mean, you can't expect people to respect your religion and your beliefs if you don't respect theirs. All right. And that's why I like with my channel, I try not to get I don't do religion, and I try to stay away from politics because I don't want to alienate anybody in my chat. I mean, you can worship cows, you can worship pigs, you can worship the devil. I don't care. In my opinion, you still have a right to learn how to put up rice and beans and how to feed your family.
Right. And I agree, regardless of our opinions and stuff like that, not everybody's going to agree with everything that we say. I can tell just right now, I got 4 thumbs down. So 4 people don't like what we have to say, but so we can't please everyone out there in YouTube land. But I've learned to take that with a grain of salt moving forward. But I did see Milkmaid. I saw you passed up because Milkmaid was asking something about lithium and was asking about what our thoughts were on lithium were. And I'm wondering if that's one of the minerals that are over there in that country.
I have no idea. I thought most of the lithium for the batteries came from Africa or South America, but now I don't have any view. Honestly, man, for the last 6 months, I've focused on my circle. If I can't reach out and touch it, if I can't influence the outcome, I'm not worrying about it, because getting my blood pressure up and worrying about things and not being able to sleep, worrying about things that I can't control is a waste of time. If I can't physically alter it or have something to do with it, I'm not going to stress about it. I can't control that. I can't control how much food and water I have. I can't control how many rabbits I'm breeding. I can control my garden. I can control things like that. But, world peace, and stuff 8,000 miles away that we're viewing through a filtered lens of mainstream media, which is nothing but Hollywood, is absolutely probably one of the most ignorant, irresponsible things that somebody that calls himself an adult can do. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. People, and there are different YouTube creators that put up the breaking news this, breaking news that. Let me explain something to you. There is no such thing as breaking news unless you were absolutely right there when it happened. All right.
Agreed.
That's not breaking news. You're repeating something somebody else said that he heard from somebody else's cousin's friend's nephew. That's not breaking news. All right. It's broken news is what it is. You're spouting broken news. You're spouting information, which is just noise coming from somebody's uneducated mouth. Give me intel. Give me actionable intel that is independently verifiable. That's a fact, not information.
Yeah, and sometimes I look at myself like, I was like, what am I going to use to bring this intro in there? And I use my breaking news thing, and I was like, yeah, it's really not breaking news. It's just kind of going on. It's just been going on.
Twice. And the messed up, I did it before just to see if it works as clickbait. And you put breaking news, and everybody's hitting that button. You put a nuclear bomb exploding or a picture of desolate wasteland, everybody clicks on it, you know. But if you put a picture of a happy bunny or a fat ass tomato, people are like, oh, that's boring. Nobody's dying, you know, and you wonder why the world's so screwed up right now, because you're screwed up, people. Let's focus your energy in the correct direction. You're going down a path that's nothing but fiction, made up Hollywood, mainstream media bullshit.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of it is misinformation, you know, and what we see, like I said, and I agree with you so much. It seems just way too staged to be factual.
Bro, if it was for real, there wouldn't be any news crew reporters there that close to the action. I promise you, it's just not going to happen. I mean, if it was for real, there would be a media blackout and people would be dead in the street. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely 100% positive people are dying over there right now, and my heart goes out to them. I can empathize with that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm gonna circle back, like Miss Jen does. I'm gonna circle back to the simple fact: there ain't nothing I can do about it. I can take care of my family. I can take care of my food, and I know. Here's the thing: if I'm an adult and I'm an Afghani and I've lived in that country all my life, and I've got kids, and I've had the last 20 years to get out. Why would I be running on the tarmac right now today? I mean, you had 20 years. You know the Taliban's not going anywhere. We were in that country for 20 years, the most powerful military force, probably one of the top 4 intelligence gathering agencies on the planet behind the Germans, the Israelis, and the Russians, because they kick our ass at intel. I mean, you cannot mess with the Mossad. That's all there is to it. And so I'd say we're number 4 on the planet as far as intel. We were there for 20 years, 2 decades. And we couldn't find the Taliban. We're gone for 2 weeks, and now we can put up color-coded maps and show you where they all are. Man, get the hell out of here. You know, it's while we were there, we couldn't find them, but we leave, and now we know where they're at. I mean, how does that make sense?
And see, that's why I'm glad you joined me, Ghost, to be honest with you, because you were there. You know what I mean? You've been to that country.
I did my time in Iraq, not Afghanistan.
Okay.
A lot of my did, and there's a lot of parallels to it. The situation, so to speak. It's a stupid war. You can't have a war on terrorism. Okay, you can't have a war on terrorism because terrorism is a state of mind. If you're walking down the hall half asleep, and I jump out of the closet with a knife in my hand, and I'm running down the hall chasing you, trying to kill you, guess what? I just terrorized the shit out of you. Okay. That's terrorism. It's an emotion. It's a feeling. It's not a tangible thing. You can't have a war on somebody on a feeling, on a belief. You can't do that. When they announced a war on terror, I'm like, Jesus, this is literally never going to end. That there is no end to that war. A war on terror. That's like having a war on sunshine.
Well, do you remember when Bush did the speech? Bush Jr. per se did the speech that that he said that the Taliban regime is going to be ended. You know what I mean, by the war.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny. I don't know if do you remember that at all?
Oh yeah, I was there.
And they didn't go anywhere.
I re-enlisted after 9/11, and that's when I went to Iraq. I actually met Bush Jr. on the aircraft in Bangor, Maine. He came on the plane, shook my hand, gave me his autograph, the whole 9 yards, said hello all the soldiers when I was shipped out to Iraq. You know, back then I was blind, stupid, young, and naive. You know, and I literally believed that an aluminum airplane knocked down a steel building. You know, and now I kick myself in the ass, going, dude, what's wrong with you?
G Romulus, just to address what you're saying, he says, I appreciate the work that was put into this, but if I could give 0 F's about Afghanistan. And I understand what you're saying. Most folks feel the same way that you do. What's going on in Afghanistan? They feel to themselves, how does that affect me here in the U.S.? Do I care? Why should I care?
Well, you should care because you should keep your finger on the pulse of the planet, especially because this is a global market now. And you keep your finger on the pulse of the planet and what's going on. The reason why you should care about what's going on in Afghanistan is because it's fake. It's media manipulation. They're manipulating the country. They're manipulating the population of several countries around the planet to justify another decades-long conflict to jumpstart the world economy. Literally. That's what I'm seeing right now in front of my face. This is a literal reason to jumpstart the world economy because they broke us.
I agree. I was going to ask your opinion on what you think, with all this equipment that's left to the Taliban. Do you think that they're going to use that on their, neighbors per se? You know what I mean? Some of the neighboring countries that might not feel the same about their religions and stuff like that the way they do. Let's say Kuwait or something like that. Back to going back to that situation.
No, I don't actually. I don't think that the Taliban's mission is to go out and conquer the world. The Taliban, from what I've gathered, and don't take this. This is just my personal opinion. They just want to be left alone.
All right.
They literally just want to be left alone. Now, are they going to put up borders and not allow people to leave that don't want any part of that religion or that culture? I don't know. Probably so. And it sucks, but here I'm gonna circle back like Jen. It's been going on over there in that place, in that country, in that part of the world for thousands and thousands of years. Who are we to be the morality police of the planet? If people don't like it, then instead of just going over there and acting all stupid and then backing out like tuck tail and run, and then making sure that's all over the news. So then, you're tugging on the purse strings of all the people in America that haven't been patriotic. Now there's going to be a patriotic pulse to the country. Everybody's going to come together and unite under another paragraph of bullshit to go do some dumb stuff that are going to cost, young servicemen and women's lives. And it's absolutely ridiculous. We like I said, we got a leaky roof, man. We got to fix our own house before we go help the neighbors.
Yeah, I see that here. G. Romulo says, I don't think globally I stay up on things, but my country is taken over by communists. They're trying to poison everyone with the jab. Food supplies are in danger. I mean, come on. And I agree. It's like Ghost said initially, distractions. It's trying to get the heat off what's going on here and move it somewhere else. And OFC Nation, thank you for the super chat. It's a good example of an average people defeating the U.S. government. We could learn a thing or two.
I mean, this is just gonna kick it up a notch where now they're gonna convince the country that both the Democratic and Republican leaders have lost faith in the Biden administration. Well, here's the messed up part, people. 2 years ago, the Republican Party proved that knee pads was incompetent. So when the Democrats come out and say he's incompetent, they want to put knee pads in charge. We can't even argue with that fact because that's the fact that we argued a year ago that he was incompetent. So P-pads is going to get retired. Knee pads is going to take over. Now we're all screwed because she doesn't make any decisions. She's a yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, whatever you say kind of person. She's there for one reason and one reason only, to be a sounding board and a microphone for whoever it is that's calling the shots.
And I see some folks are mentioning China and Afghanistan. Do you have any thoughts on that, Ghost, in regards to, do you think that the Chinese and the Taliban himself are going to move forward with some, let's say, I don't know, trade acquisitions and business and whatnot?
I would see North Korea crossing that threshold before China. I would see North Korea doing that because China is going to want to be in charge. Period. Number one, call all the shots. And the Taliban, as you've seen throughout history, they don't listen to nobody. I mean, they told Russia to just piss off and literally whip their ass, And the messed up part, at least when Russia left, they left fighting. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They were literally walking backwards and shooting when they left. We just got on a plane in the middle of the night like a bunch of scared little teenagers. Sun went down. There was noise in the fob when the sun came up. There was nothing there but a bunch of Humvees and all the stuff that we left. We were just gone. You know how embarrassing that is as a former soldier, as a service member. You know how embarrassing that would be. And it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm looking at the soldiers on the airfield over there right now in Afghanistan. That's the same patch that I wore on my arm. That's my old unit. It's over there right now on the news today. Those are my guys.
I hear you, Cherokee. Someone mentioned oil, or something like that. Just a few somewhere in chat, I saw oil, and I don't know if you guys are aware that OPEC basically, the number 46's administration had asked OPEC to give us more oil in regards to their reserves and stuff like that, and OPEC said, "Yeah, we're good."
Yeah.
They literally said no, and so the American oil refineries and stuff like that are pretty upset. So I think this is and this is kind of going a little bit off topic, but you know what I mean? I think we're going to see gas prices rise even more.
Gee, wouldn't it be nice if we were oil independent? Oh, wait a minute. We weren't we? Well, about a year ago.
Bingo.
I mean, people, all you got to do is just rewind 2 years. Just rewind 2 years and compare day to day what's going on right now versus 2 years ago. And then ask yourself a question, any kind of question you want to ask yourself. And you look yourself in the mirror. And if you can't call bullshit, you need to sit down, take a nap, and read it again, because it's right in front of you. I mean, none of this makes sense. It's literally so transparent that it's funny. I mean, I saw the footage today, and I'm literally laughing. I'm like, you have got to be shitting me. They literally put that on TV. They're in a panic. Everybody's running for their life. He's running down the fucking tarmac, laughing, smiling, and waving at the camera. He's TikToking. He's doing the video thing. Yeah, they really look panicked and crazy. Yeah. I mean, now don't get me wrong. It made great TV, climbing on the aircraft, a couple of people falling off the aircraft. If that's legit and real cool, they said yes, all three of them, did die. Well, of course, they fell from like probably 500, maybe 700 feet. But here's the thing: these are all world-class reporters. Why do they not want that Pulitzer Prize? Why did they not run down to the other end of the tarmac and show me video footage of the splatter? I mean, that's what war's about. That's what they do. That's what they get off on, is that Pulitzer Prize picture. I mean, look at the dude that took the picture of the Vietnamese soldier shooting the guy in the head. It's in Time Magazine, $1 million photo. So, but these guys don't want that recognition. They just want to show they show half of the fall, not the rest of it. Come on, man.
It's a lot of theater. You know what I mean? A lot of theater to distract the American people. Someone said, I think it was Coral Tigger, doesn't feel that this is going to rope us after the speech is not going to rope us into another war. And sure that I can understand your opinion on that, but there'll be something that happens, something that transpires that's going to set things into motion.
Yeah. You're going to have another Benghazi, more than likely, or a situation that could devolve into a Benghazi. Maybe that could be the patsy. Maybe that could be the reason for a coordinated airstrike to ensure there is not another Benghazi. Well, there can't be another Benghazi because that bitch ain't in office anymore.
Yeah.
But man. it's gonna come down to the pity of the world. I mean, they're playing that narrative. We have to rescue the Afghani people. We were there for 20 years. You didn't rescue any of them. What makes you think you can do it now? With P-pads in charge. I mean, he literally can't make a decision, and he's going to save the Afghan people. The Afghan people need to do like everybody else on the planet. If your life sucks, if where you live is shit, move.
Yeah.
All right? I mean,
I've said that in the past matter of fact, I think I might have just said that just recently. I saw some Jerry Robbins. I can agree with you in the aspect of their survival techniques and whatnot, but I don't believe in their same beliefs. I don't believe in the way the Taliban believes. You know what I mean? I understand that they've been surviving for so long, but
I'm a firm believer. I mean, if that's your culture, if that's the way you want to live your life, I may not agree with it, but I do not have the right to interfere with a person's religious beliefs or their convictions. It's wrong. You can't sit here as an American and preach freedom of religion, freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, and then go out and literally steal it from other people. You can't expect your rights to be recognized if you don't recognize the rights of other people. It doesn't work that way. You don't get to play both sides of the fence.
Agreed. I'm trying to think. JT says, where are those planes dropping them off at? And I think Mark said somewhere there was a base here in the U.S. that they were bringing some Afghans to.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what that base was.
A phased withdrawal. If it was an organized phased withdrawal, you're going to have American, I guess you'd call them sympathizers, that have been working with the American people for the last 20 years over there. Bro, They were on planes before the troops. Okay. If they committed to the U.S., then we owe them a debt. They would have been on the planes before the troops. Not everybody that walked by the embassy. Okay. That's literally what they're doing. It's an open house. If you walk by the U.S. embassy, now you're a part of the, come on over. You ain't got to worry about coming in the southern border. We're just going to fly you in and drop you off in these remote towns with a yellow envelope full of money, keys to a house, and a car. Let's import some more Democratic voters. That's all we need. Why? You got a computer that can give you as many votes as you want. It's ridiculous, man. People are going to die because of this. That's what pisses me off. There's going to be needless death and there's going to be suffering. And it doesn't need to happen. It's not our place. We're not the world police. We can't even police our own people.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
We're defunding the police here at home, but we're going to police the rest of the damn planet. That just makes so much sense. That's like an AOC brief right there. AOC must have wrote that in. Hey, we're going to defund the police here, but we're going to just fund the policing action around the planet. Yeah, that's just brilliant. And you can't tell me that all the general officers sitting around those funny looking tables in DC, when they were talking about this withdrawal, I know for a fact there are generals there going, excuse me, Mr. President, look, that we can't do that. Yeah. Did you not ever watch the movie with Mel Gibson, We Were Soldiers Once? When you're engaged with the enemy in any form, shape, or fashion, and you can't withdraw when you're in combat. The minute you start seeing soldiers getting on the choppers, you're going to get overrun because your numbers are going down and their numbers are staying the same. It's math. There has to be an outcome before you do a phase withdrawal. And by just disappearing in the middle of the night, look at how that makes us look to the rest of the world, to the planet. The Americans ran away. At least the Russians, ran, they were backing up and shooting. Y'all just hit the Greyhound bus station and we're gone.
Raptor Ranch says Wisconsin, Fort McCoy.
Yeah, Wizard, man, sometimes the movie quotes work pretty good.
Yeah, right on.
It was a legit quote. You can't do that. That was actually probably the best line in the movie.
You see, restore law and order now. First time to withdraw is the losers. The first to withdraw is the losers. I hear you, Daily Prepper.
There has to be an outcome. It's
what did we spend billions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars per se in that country for it to just go within a day or two, go back to the way it was instantly? Yeah.
Yes, it never changed. And now you've got to look at this. You can't sit here and say, no, it wasn't staged. It wasn't staged. Okay, let me give you a reality check. All right. So these are tribesmen that have been surviving in mountain caves in Afghanistan and Pakistan for the last 20 years. They're hiding from surveillance. They're hiding from our drones. They're hiding from our well-trained soldiers and our massive intel machine. And we can't find them for 20 years. They're literally riding donkeys and walking everywhere they go because you can't even get vehicles up there. Okay. And now within a matter of 2 weeks, they're wearing clean clothes, brand new turbans, and they've literally fanned out across the entire nation on foot. Where were they? They were like legit living right there the entire time. They just changed clothes and picked up their weapon.
And it's not even like they in Kabul, the president didn't have an inclination of what was going on. They were already moving several days ago, moving and taking over cities and whatnot like that. They couldn't have mustered some sort of defense with the weaponry that they have and the training they received from U.S. troops.
What I see right now happening, one of two things: either we're going back and we're going to get engaged again, but more. Honestly, I hate to say this, but with the cancel culture and the worldwide acceptance of 9,000 different genders, when, by the way, gender is not sex. Gender is a social construct to identify yourself and how you fit in population. And when people have like gender reveal parties, I laugh so hard. The sex of a child is not gender. Gender and sex are two different things. Okay. Sex is male or female. It's not a gender reveal. You're revealing the sex of the baby. All right. That's just a fact. But what I see happening on the horizon, more likely than a massive decades-long war, is I see, somebody stepping forward, this new hero for the American people, and recognizing that the Taliban has a legit reason and they're a legitimate government now. They've mended their ways. They're going to meet us halfway. Watch. You're going to see Taliban people talking about not necessarily changing their views on women, but being a little bit more mainstream. And you're going to see this massive treaty and this huge celebration party in DC because somebody stepped up. Maybe it's knee pads, maybe it's pee pads, who knows? But there's going to be this agreement between us and them that we're not going to fight anymore, and then they'll be recognized as a legitimate government, and they'll have a new flag and the whole 9 yards, and it'll just be a bigger Iran, is what it's going to be, and it's. I mean, look at the culture. Look at what we're doing. I mean, we're canceling everything. I mean, legitimately, people don't even think about it. They just want to jump on board of a cause. They're just looking for a reason to bang their chest and say, I stood up against the man and did something. I mean, look at what they did to the Confederate battle flag. It's associated with slavery. Okay. And don't get me wrong. I am part Native American. I'm part African American, Scandinavian. I got a whole lot in me. And I'm not racist at all. I hate everybody equally. I mean, I start off hating you. You got to work your way up. It is what it is. And I don't see color. But you're hating the Confederate flag because of slavery. But newsflash, slavery existed under the American flag. The Confederate flag happened during the Civil War. It's the battle flag after, secession happened. It wasn't even an American flag. Slavery was wholeheartedly embraced in America with the stars and stripes. But you're hating the Confederate flag. It's just a point of view, and I understand it's associated with it, and that sucks. But it's just so funny that you associate, something as massive as slavery with a flag from people that just told the government you were too powerful and we're not going to listen to you anymore, which is exactly what we're trying to say right now. And it blows my mind how things get twisted and they get portrayed. It's like, oh, the Confederate battle flag, that's a symbol for slavery. No, actually it wasn't. If you want to pick a flag that's a symbol for slavery in America, it would be the Stars and Stripes, because that's the flag that was flying for a couple hundred years, or 400 years while slavery existed. The Confederate battle flag came when slavery was outlawed, by the North-South conflict, So, I mean, if you're really going to be a stickler for it, then do your history, do a little bit of reading, and math. But it's just, I don't know.
No, I can concur with that. I see some people have different. No problem, Julie, and that's why I said that. I'm the type of person, that I still believe in the First Amendment. I still believe in our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, our declarations, and all that stuff like that. And that's why, And I was talking to a gentleman the other night about it. He's like, if I come on your channel, am I able to speak the way I want to speak? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not going to ever censor or say someone, you can't say this, because then I'm being like them. You get what I'm saying? So some folks in chat might not feel the same way as I feel, or the Ghost feels, or some other folks in Shield. But I want you guys to just be open-minded in regards to the fact that if we start censoring ourselves in our own community, that's just going to create more division,
right,
and draw more issues, because then we're complaining about the same thing that we're complaining that the left is doing. Just saying.
And there's people in the chat that have been in my live streams and have watched my videos and stuff. They're like, "Oh my God, Ghost, you're acting completely different on Grey's channel than you do on yours." I'm like, "Yeah, because this isn't my niche. This niche was established before I got here. What am I going to do? Come copy Grey or come copy somebody else? No, my niche is, prepping stuff, the rabbits, the garden, the food preservation, the canning, and my little rants on things, and not getting crazy political and not getting crazy religious, because somebody's already in. There are several creators that are already in that niche. That's the last thing you need, is somebody else, up here doing that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my own thing, so yeah, I act different on other channels than I do on mine, because it's a completely different channel.
Right on. I agree.
And yeah, I know there's people that disagree with me and they think, this, and that, and the other, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to that. But, if you really want to get a good overview of how things work in second and third world countries, raise your hand, say the words, get on the plane, and go take notes. It's that simple.
Daily prepper. Ironically, that you asked that. I did a lot of prepping today in regards. First, I did some gardening this morning, heavy gardening and trimming and cultivating and stuff like that with my stuff. I also did a lot of shopping. I got some discounts and things like that, and went shopping and grabbed some buy one get ones, one for the pantry and one for the prepper pantry. And then here we are at this point now, just sharing out some information and having difference of opinions on here in regards to doing a live stream that I did not expect to do.
Yeah, I apologize if I kind of threw a monkey wrench into it, but it's like,
Oh, no, you're fine, Ghost. Like I said, I've had plenty of guests on my show that some people don't agree with. And I'm not saying the majority, most folks agree with what you're saying, but there's always going to be some folks that have different views on different topics. Regardless, some people, like you said, you mentioned the word, if someone mentions the word Trump and someone says, "Oh, I think Trump did a good job," but like, "Oh, I hated Trump. And even though blah, 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 he's way better than Biden," which I probably shouldn't say either one of their names because YouTube doesn't like that. I get that a lot, even at my own place of business if they ask me, well, did you vote for this person or vote for that person? And if I decide to tell who I voted for, and they're like, well, why would you do that? I'm like, well, if you look at the economy and you look at our independent, how things were, like you said, just a couple of years ago, regardless of how you feel about his tweets and how you feel about him as a person or a businessman or whatever you want to go on, we were doing pretty well. We were doing okay. But now, you guys see the situation that we're in now. So like I said, everybody has varying degrees of opinions on all different types of topics. And,
right.
But I think that's what makes us a free country.
And you need to be able to speak your mind. It's like, all right, Donald Trump, my opinion on Donald Trump. He is an asshole. He's an arrogant, cocky, spoiled son of a bitch. But here's the thing. He is a brilliant businessman. And that's what you need to run a corporation, which is the country. He got in there and he did a phenomenal job. I still think he's an ass. I don't like the guy, but he did a great job. Even when I was in the military, my squad leader hated his guts, but I'd follow him into battle in a minute. Why? Because he knew what he was doing.
Right.
He knew what he was doing. I can't stand him, hate him to this day, but I'd still follow him. And I feel the same way about, Mr. Trump. He's an ass, but he did a wonderful job. He's still an ass, but he did a wonderful job. I mean, look at Joe Biden. He might be a nice guy, sniffing kids or whatever. But I mean, he can't even find the door to the White House. Like he's useless.
I showed a clip of him yesterday when he was talking to how many people got the Pokemon. He said 350 million U.S. citizens got it. I said, that's more than the population that we have currently in the U.S.
Yeah.
I was like, where? And he was reading off notes and still got it wrong.
Yeah, it's absolutely pathetic, and people believe it. People literally, they get up in the morning and they turn on the TV and they're glued to MSNBC and CNN and they believe this shit. It's scripted Hollywood horse shit, every single bit of it.
Right on. Well, Ghost, I say I don't plan on really going too much longer. I don't know if you have anything you want to add and to wrap this up.
Yeah, actually I do. I'm excited about October the 2nd. You?
Yes, for sure.
You and Angry at the same time, man. That's going to be something. That's going to be pretty good, man. I'm jacked up about that. I think it'll be really good, man.
I had to do a little finagling because it's on a Saturday, or was it a Friday? No, it's a Friday or Saturday. Saturday. Yeah. So that should be pretty intriguing. Yeah,
it should, man. The show's taken off pretty good, man. I had pinball on there and it just went crazy. And then last Saturday I had Prepper 101 and Rip Curl, and man, they just killed it. I mean, they just killed it. So I talked to Magic. He's going to come on and do it. I talked to Rudy. He's going to do it. So it'll be good. But yeah, October the 2nd is you guys. I got to come up with some really good stuff for you two, because got to pull out the big guns for that. And I need to reach out to Mark too. I want to do a homestead edition and have some homesteaders up there. And
that would be pretty cool.
Get their point of view on some stuff.
I was going to tell you, because I was watching. A matter of fact, I referenced something that that Prepper 101 had said when they were having a difference in conversation in regards to what they expected about the Second Amendment that you guys were discussing at that time, and I referenced that material the following day in one of my videos.
Yeah, he's a smart dude.
But it was definitely a good thing. you know, like I said, some folks don't think that I watch stuff, but I am there. So if they ever type in my name, they'll be like, "Oh, Gray is lurking in the background."
I got a beard question. It says, how do you get your beard to grow so long? I'm going to be honest with you. I started growing this about a year ago. I have never trimmed it. I have never run a comb through it. I've never run a brush through it. It has no beard products. I wash it with the same soap I wash my body with. I mean, I comb it with my fingers. That's it. It's never been trimmed. I just let it grow. It's hair. It knows what to do. It don't need help from me.
Yeah, people always like, do you use specific beard oils or do your certain thing a certain way? Do you have a routine?
I don't use any oils. It just grows. I just leave it alone.
I appreciate that, Backwoods. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I like seeing you and Ghost do your thing as well, man. And I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate every single one of you guys watching and just supporting the channel and hitting that thumbs up and watching the videos and dropping comments. You know, I value each one of your opinions, you know what I mean, the best I can, and like to entertain those ideas. That being said, like I said, Ghost, I'll be on his channel October 2nd, and you'll see that come up. We'll talk more about that. As it gets closer, I will also be dropping that in my video so you guys can be aware of that. Me and Jason over at the Angry Prepper and Ghost. It should be an intriguing conversation to have.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, tomorrow I'll be doing the members only live stream in the morning around noontime. I'll put a thing in the community section. And then tomorrow night, I'll be interviewing Survival Living, which is formerly known as Central Florida Prepper, or CFP, as some of you folks know them. So that should be fun as well.
Yeah. So the October 2nd should be a good day. That's probably the date that I get my first strike.
Yeah, right. No, Jason's pretty good, man. He's when he comes on channels, like I said, I did a whole interview and with him, and it went well. You know what I mean? It depends on the questions that you ask and how you instigate them, though. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I threw a curveball at Backwoods last night on my show. I hit him with a scenario that blew him out of the water. He was like, yeah, he literally looked away from the camera like, holy crap. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I won't keep any longer, man. Thanks for having me up. I appreciate it. And thanks for everybody in the chat for listening to me rant. Sometimes I get off on a tangent. I try not to, but it happens.
It's all right. You have the freedom of expression, brother. I appreciate you coming on, taking some time and giving your opinion, you and Mark. So I do appreciate both you folks. Anytime.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Anytime, Ghost. And I'm pretty sure I'll talk to you soon enough.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye.
All right, folks. So that's going to wrap up the show. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Like I said, thank you so much. Thank you for the folks that did a super chat. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night. And for you members, I'll see you guys in the morning. I appreciate you guys, hitting that thumbs up on the way out. Abracadabra. But all you folks are truly appreciated. But this is GreyMan. I'm out. Again, thank you all. God bless and enjoy the rest of your night.